Costa Rica is a fascinating and well-developed country, no bigger than Denmark or West Virginia, but with an extraordinary variety of nature and an engaging population of 5 million. The geography is dramatic, with a mountainous range dividing the Caribbean and Pacific coasts and providing the spine for a range of ecosystems from wetlands and jungle to dry and cloud forests, with over 800 miles of coastline, 350 volcanoes, of which 7 are active. Getting around is pretty easy, self-drive or by bus. The distances look short, but are deceptive given the amount of traffic and some of the roads. We took a large bus and then a small boat to travel from San Jose to Tortuguero, and then small buses after that. In the main, the roads were tarmacked, but there are some more rugged off-road experiences and the occasional time-sapping roadworks. For our trip to the Osa Peninsula, we took an exhilarating boat ride through the wetlands and mangroves and then along the coast. There's a great mix of activities to be taken on, some requiring great patience, some requiring stamina, and some sheer nerve. For us, the tours were the best, guided by experts with a keen eye for detail.
That is the sloth trail, that's the name. Actually, perezoso means sloth, right? Or lazy. This is the one we do, and then this is the main beach where we have the break.
Costa Rica, we have most of the protection is by national parks. So we have a network of national parks with more than 50 areas protected, and as the name suggests, this is state-owned, okay? But other than that, and I think part of the success of Costa Rica in protection has to do with the involvement of people, families. Sometimes they have a land that they've been owning for, as how you say, in family tradition. Yeah. They are owning this land for many years and different generations, and they just changed the use of the land from farmland into protected areas. Of course, they need to make some kind of income from that, and they have the right to make it into a family private reserve, or such is the case of this reserve here, Monteverde. This is privately owned and privately managed.
In Corcovado, I have seen the truth about what scientists are trying to explain to us. Where Costa Rica has 5% of the biodiversity of the planet, Corcovado has 2.5% the diversity of the planet. National Geographic Society described it as the highest biologically intense place on Earth.
We watched and were watchful as we came across a vast array of birds, mammals, amphibians, reptiles, insects and sea life. The statistics are quite amazing. 850 species of birds, 109 species of bats, and 200 species of snake, but mercifully we just saw one.
This is called the orange-kneed tarantula.
There are also 2,300 species of tree and over 10,500 species of plants, flora and fauna.
Sour cane, yes, is one of the most popular medicinal plants in our country. And it has a very interesting feature because it lives here where there is a lot of shade caused by the canopy of the trees. Here in the understory, plants have to develop strategies to grow faster and to win in the competition for light and for space. The size of the trees were in Corcovado are very different from the size of the trees of the rest of the rainforest of Costa Rica. In Corcovado, the forest developed 42% higher than normal.
If you notice, she wants to wrap around the tree, but this tree developed a way that she released the bark so nobody going to strangle the tree. Mother Nature is wise.
This is an exercise. Look at the trees. Look at the number of plants growing in the trees. Look at the moss on the trees. When you see lots of growth like that, you can be certain that the forest is primary.
Okay.
Okay? Or fuchsia.
Fuchsias, yeah.
It's none of them,
Yeah.
but it's an African violet,
Oh.
like that.
Bromelia. It's a very good defense against predators, so many animals hide there, like frogs and toads and lizards and small mammals. I think the word that I can use here is, the best word is adaptation, where two different worlds coexist and have a symbiosis in between them, which is the sea and the forest.
On occasions, we could just relax in the gardens that surrounded our accommodation and enjoy the colours. We spent a day touring the city of San Jose, taking in the Chinese-built sports stadium and the Contemporary Arts Museum, where its gold room summarises the country's amazing pre- and post-Columbus history. We went to a vibrant central market and admired the architecture and decoration of the National Theatre and the cathedral. It's a good trip for a day, but it is congested, so be prepared to sit in a few jams. We visited Tortuguero Beach, where the turtles nest in season, and then Tortuguero Town, which consists of a long street of shops, bars, restaurants and hostels, and some off-street homes. The other towns we visited were generally small and good places to have something to eat and do a bit of shopping. These towns serve as accommodation hubs for the natural beauty spots: La Fortuna for Arenal Volcano, Monteverde, Quepos and Uvita for the close natural reserves. Cartago was the old capital city, and a particular tourist attraction there is the Basilica de Los Angeles. Hotel accommodation is always an important part of any trip and worked out really well for us. We started in great style with the Hotel Alta Las Palomas, where the welcome was warm and provided a great base outside of San Jose to visit the city. From there we stayed in 3- or 4-star accommodation, which split into two different types. Resort hotels with plenty of facilities like Arenal Springs, with its extensive shared and private gardens and their own hot springs. The Mariposa in Manuel Antonio was comfortable and had great views of the coast. And the enchanting Crystal Balena near Uvita was an intimate family-run hotel in extensive grounds. We also stayed in lodges, and despite some of the more remote locations, the standard was very high. You felt much more a part of your environment there, with the main form of entertainment was soaking in the sounds of the forest and the jungle. All the hotels we stayed in were really committed to sustainable tourism. We travelled to Costa Rica in May, which seemed a good time actually, between seasons. Our 3-week, 8-center tour was exhilarating, educational, and really enjoyable. And as our guide Manfred puts it, it really is such a dynamic country.
The music of the birds, the lava of our volcanoes, which was super impressive to see, the earthquakes that we have every month make you feel that you are in something that is completely alive.